Hey everyone, I'm Flo, Dude is behind the camera. Who here remembers shake and bake?
It's shake and bake, and I help.
Shake and bake is so easy to make at home. You don't need to buy the little packets from the store, which can cost like $5 to $6 for a box. I think there's 4 packs of shake and bake in each box. And you know exactly what goes into it, and you just put in what you like. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to make at home. Full recipes are available to my patrons on Patreon, and you can find out more information below. Let's get started. Now, the shake and bake that you get in the packages is a very fine breadcrumb and along with very finely ground seasoning. But I like my breading to be more crispy, and I like to use the Japanese Panko, which is this right here. Although this one is Korean brand. Oh, it does say Japanese style Panko. I also love my food saver sealer. I don't have to use it to vacuum seal everything. I use it to seal all sorts of packaging. So that's why this seal looks so random, because it's not long enough to go all the way across. So I've been just sealing little corners here and there whenever I use it, which is great because I don't have to find a clip or, I don't know, find other ways to seal it back up. So I'm starting off with 3 cups of Panko. So I'm just going to roughly measure it into my measuring cup here. Woo! A little bit more than 3 cups.
I love how you're so exact with your measurements.
You know what? Because this is what I love about cooking. It doesn't really matter that much. It's no big deal if you go a little bit over. It's not like baking. Baking is so precise, but cooking, we'll be fine. So this Panko, see, it's different. It's different from regular breadcrumb. I don't know how they make it so that it's different, but in any case, there it is. I am making enough for multiple meals. So into the 3 cups of Panko, I am adding 1 tablespoon of kosher salt. And 1 tablespoon of kosher salt is the same as 3 teaspoons. So I'm using a teaspoon here. So I'm using 3 of these. And it may seem like a lot of salt, but remember, you have 3 cups of Panko here. That could probably be at least 4 meals of shake and bake chicken for your family. And yeah, it doesn't work out to be much, like less than a teaspoon per time you use your shake and bake mixture. About a teaspoon of freshly ground pepper. And I'm just estimating, I don't know how long it'll take me to get a teaspoon. I need an electric grinder for pepper.
Is it a need or a want?
All right, want. Or until your arm gets tired.
That's a good gauge.
1 tablespoon of paprika. Remember again, 3 teaspoons to a tablespoon. Have 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. I don't have much left in here, so you can get a teaspoon. Okay, it's about half. But if you have enough garlic powder, add a teaspoon of garlic powder. It's not going to make a huge difference if you don't have a full teaspoon of garlic powder. 1 teaspoon of onion powder. In fact, I'll add a little bit more onion powder to make up for the lack of garlic powder. Half a teaspoon of thyme. Half a teaspoon of oregano. Half a teaspoon of basil. And half a teaspoon of parsley. And now you have your own version of shake and bake. I am going to reserve 1 cup of breadcrumbs in here and save 2 cups of breadcrumbs. And you can always add more to your mixture as you're mixing the chicken. You know what, I'm going to start with even less than a cup. That way I'm not wasting any as I coat each piece of chicken. And if you want to make it a little bit spicy, you can add some chili flakes to it. Just add a pinch or two or more, depending on how spicy you like it. It's really easy to make your own seasoning recipes when you have all the basic spices and herbs already at home. You might as well use them instead of letting them go bad. So I always make my own salad dressings and sauces and, well, things like breadcrumb mixture because I can add whatever I want to it. I've also marinated my chicken in buttermilk because buttermilk will tenderize your chicken, and often you get like, buttermilk fried chicken, and that's what they mean is because they've tenderized the chicken using buttermilk. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. I've been marinating this for about 3 hours, but you can marinate it for as little as 30 minutes. You can marinate it overnight, or you can omit it altogether. So it just depends on how much time and effort you're willing to go. And this will just, elevate your chicken a little bit more instead of just your straightforward shake and bake from a box. So try to drip off as much excess as you can. And instead of shaking in a bag and wasting plastic, I'm just using my mixing bowl and I'm just going to coat the piece of chicken. I've lined my sheet pan with parchment paper so that it'll make for easy cleanup. And I've preheated my oven to 375. I have just over 3 pounds of chicken drumsticks and thighs in here. And that's because we like dark meat, but if you like breast meat, you feel free to use that as well. Now, making the breadcrumb mixture didn't take very long, like 5 minutes if you have all the ingredients. And now that you've made a batch, you have it for future use. So you don't even have to worry about that extra 5 minutes to make the breadcrumb mixture. But, I'm sure Shake and Bake was created at a time when maybe moms didn't have as much time or wanted an easier way to get dinner on the table. So it doesn't take much effort. Within an hour, you can probably get dinner on the table. Make a quick salad while this is in the oven. Mashed potatoes. And with the Instant Pot, you can make mashed potatoes super easy. See, that didn't take very long. And now I am going to bake it in a 375-degree Fahrenheit preheated oven for about 50 to 60 minutes. So we'll check on it as we go.
Wow, dude.
Look pretty good. The thighs look better because there was more fat rendered from the skin. And I did flip them halfway through so that they browned on the other side. The drumsticks don't look as great. I think if I added some oil to the breadcrumb mixture, it would have browned a little bit better. But I think they're still good. And they'll be crispy. Totally cooked through. And I think in the shake and bake pouches, there probably is like hydrogenated oils or something in there that will make it brown nicer. So if you wanted to, in your breadcrumb mixture, just add a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil and mix it well in there so that it's not all clumpy, and it will brown much better. Are you all ready for?
The taste. What's not to like about Shake and Bake? Actually, a lot. I remember Shake and Bake as a kid, and my memories of it weren't earth-shattering. Sorry, Mom. Shake and Bake chicken back in the day wasn't that great. It was just chicken with some spices. And I didn't even get to do the shaken, it just sort of appeared. I'm gonna guess that it looks crispy. And you didn't add any extra oil, as you said, but here goes the, this one is not as, Well, bits of panko are popping up. Wow, really juicy, really flavorful. And with all those herbs that you put in there, it comes through collectively as a really good spice for the chicken. Yeah, maybe I would have liked a little bit of chili flakes in there. And I'm wondering if how these guys would do in the air fryer.
I think they'd be really good in the air fryer.
Except our air fryer is like puny, so it's like, how would you like dinner in like 5 hours? In terms of coming home from work, not sure what to do for dinner, this is like definitely those crossroads in your daily lives that you do between takeout or whether you do something at home. And if you have the chicken ready to go, just a little bit of pre-planning, and you already have the topping, the panko shake and bake topping, you can get together a great meal pretty fast. So, good.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
To brown up some of the drumsticks, you can also brush on some olive oil or some butter on top, just to make sure that the breadcrumbs have some oil on it, and that will make it brown. I also did the roast vegetables in the air fryer in about half the time it would normally take in the oven, but I did have to do them in 2 batches, which was fine because I had the chicken going already. So yeah, a very simple meal, all done within an hour. And our goal here is always to provide you with simple recipes using ordinary ingredients that your whole family will enjoy, but also to save you money and to save you some time. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Check out my other videos on the side there. Till next time, be simple, ordinary, and joyful.